And welcome to the patch day 21. Today I'm going to use the col object to store amplitude positions or position of it in a sound file and amplitude to rearrange a file according to amplitude. Just quickly, let's make a new object with the col. And if you haven't used col before, then you've been missing out on a whole heap of fun. Get help up using the option click on the col object, and we can see one of the things I'm going to make use of most of today is the sort function of col, where if you read the help in the sort and swap subpatcher, that's hard to say, you can see that you can sort either the index or the data itself. And you can see, well, we're going to be sorting the data to rearrange the indices. So what I'm going to be storing is the position in the file, like I said, with the amplitude, or just the, yes, the amplitude. All right, so I'm going to just make some stuff to create a sound file. Most of the sort of things that you're going to want to do with anything that's slightly granular, like this is going to be, you'll want to probably do it through a buffer. So I'm going to do buffer sound, sure. And I'm going to replace that. Obviously there's nothing in there, so I'm going to use a prepend replace here. This is a fairly standard way to just grab files from your desktop to load into a buffer and use the drop file from the palette, which looks like this. So we can resize that thing and maybe make a comment, C for comment, saying drop a file here, that, you know, just so you know, because it disappears when you lock the patcher. Oh, it doesn't disappear. Okay, fine, they've changed things. Command T if you want to change the text size on that. I don't know. You can change things up on the text so that you look at that. That's perfect. All right, so then I'll take the outlet of my drop region, and that should work if I want to drop a file in there. I'm going to use a longer file today, something from the internet. If you haven't already used Freesound before, Freesound's a pretty awesome place to get sounds and to mess around with. It's all open. Well, it's well, they're pretty much free to use unless you make money on them, and then you should give the person who posted that file some amount of money, like Digitopia. I should give him money if I was making money on these tutorials. But I'm using his file called blah 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 flea market at Fontaina, which I don't know where that is, so maybe he can give me a clue. All right, and I've already downloaded that file, and I'll just take it from wherever I'm working. I can drop the file in there. And the only reason I'm doing that today is because I wanted something longer. And you can see that this file is about, what, 12 minutes long or something. And I'm going to play that back using the play object. So new N for new, play tilde, and we give it the name, of course, sound. And I guess, is there any reason to play this back in stereo? Sure. Play with argument 2 for stereo. And most commonly, we use a line tilde to read back a sound from the play object. And I'm just going to read through this entire thing. So I make a message, start at 0, and I'll go to whatever, some just indiscriminately large number, 500,000 over 500,000. That's sure to be at least the end, 500,000 milliseconds. And I'm going to, like I said, take the position in the file. So I'm going to make a new object here for a snapshot. And that's going to look at the line tilde, because that's the position in the sound file playback. And then we're going to look at the amplitude, like I said, so we'll use an average tilde to do that. So that's kind of halfway there. We need a metronome here to bang the values out of the average and the snapshot. So I'll use a metro. This could be running at any rate. Let's try 100 milliseconds. And I'll use a toggle to turn on my metronome, T for toggle. When I start my metronome, well, let's hook up the metronome to these, the snapshot and the average. I guess we can complete this little part of things down here where we're going to pack, new object, pack the position in this, from the snapshot and the amplitude from the average, which is going to be floating point. So pack with the 0 without floating point and 0 with floating point. Okay, and those can just go straight into the call. All right, very good. So now I guess the only thing we're going to want to do is start this playback when we hit the metronome. So I can say select here 1. I might want to stop it when I stop the metronome, so select 1 and 0, and I can just take the well, actually, yeah, okay, I can make a message saying 0 to the line when I get the 0, and I can also then take the 1 and connect that to my message box over here. I may want to clear this call in case I want to do this several times, so I'll make another new message saying clear to the call when I start my metronome. Okay, and right about now I suppose we'd better be able to turn on our audio, or we're not going to be able to get much out of the snapshot and the average. So I'll get my easy DAC. I can even plug this in. Actually, I might want to take the average of both left and right channels. And now we can turn this on, and we should, when we click this button, we should be able to hear the sound file we've downloaded. That's my theory. And if you double click on the call, you'll notice it's filling up with these positions with an amplitude value together. We can keep recording this for several minutes. Fill it up, fill up the call. But I guess that's probably about enough, since you probably don't want to sit here listening to this playing back on this video for very long. I'll turn this off, and now we're going to sort the call. Again, if I go back to the help patch here, sort and swap, sort index or sort data, that's going to be the amplitude, because the index is the time value. The data is the thing we're interested in. So we're going to sort the data in either ascending or descending order. If we wanted to, you can see here, first argument is for -1 for ascending or 1 for descending. I guess maybe I'll use -1 for descending, ascending, sorry. I'm always going to get that backwards. All right, so I'll make a message here, sort, and by default it is the data that it sorts. Sort -1 to sort the call, and if I click that button and open up the call, what we'll see is that we have indeed the data, the amplitudes are now sorted, and the time values are rearranged according to that sort. And I'm just going to use the message M for message, the message next, to read through this call, and I guess I'll use a metronome to automate that at 100 milliseconds, because that's the speed that I chose here to take those snapshots and averages. And I'll then just use another toggle over here, turn that metronome on. And this will be the data contents, and this will be the index. We're interested in the index because that's the time value. So I'm going to take that time value, I'm going to want to add 100 to read through these little snippets. This is to format it for the line tilde that we already have here. I'm going to make a list of where I want it to start, which is that, where I want it to end, and then over 100 milliseconds. So we'll make a new pack object here for these two things. Then I can format this list for the line with a message saying we're going to start at the first element in that list. We're going to go to the second element in that list, $2 over 100, just like so. Okay, we can hook that up to the line. Then what I'm hoping is when I click on the toggle here, we're going to read through this file with increasing amplitudes, like so. Okay, that's very good. You might want to add some kind of windowing on the amplitude for the output of the play. Actually here, to some kind of windowing on this amplitude, so that you're doing little mini ramps up and down to stop clicking in between these little segments. But other than that, I hope that was somewhat useful, and I'll see you in 22. All right.